Welcome back everyone, this is MandoAllDay, back with another video, and in this video, I'm doing an overview of Batman Superman World's Finest hardcover, Volume 1. I'll be talking about a little bit of the story, the art, and of course, if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the support channel, to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So, let's take a look in front of the dust jacket, the spine, the back. Now let's remove the dust jacket. Alright. Show you full spread image of the dust jacket. Alright. And it's front of the book. The spine. The back. And I'll do a full spread image of the art, which I like. Superman looks really, really good. Alright, now let's take a look at what's inside. So, what is the book about? So first off, the book starts off with an attack at Metropolis. And of course, Batman and Superman arrive to save the city. And while they're doing that, unfortunately, Superman gets stabbed with red kryptonite. So of course, Batman seeks help from none other than Doom Patrol, which is an interesting choice of team to choose and reach out to, which I'll talk about in a bit. And the story progresses. They actually find out that the attack was not random at all. It was actually orchestrated by someone named Devil, I believe it's Neza or Nezha. Anyway, so they found out that the attack was orchestrated by the villain named Devil Neza. And so the heroes split up into two teams. One team is going to go out and fight this villain, and the other team is going to go and try to get more intel on this particular villain, and more importantly, how to defeat this villain. And that is the main gist of the story. This is 5 issues book, so I can't really say too much because I'll spoil it. But for the most part, I gotta say, I really dig this story, man. This is such a fun read story. I like the pacing of it. Well, first off, the pacing is above average. The pacing goes super quick. There are some few moments on here where the pacing does slow down just a little bit, but majority of the time, it is above average. But the story is really good. This is just a fun story. Simple premise, but it's fun. That's what I like about it. It's a lot of fun. And just seeing all these other characters just working together and being in this one story, it's actually really fun because you get a lot of cameos from Penguin, Poison Ivy, Mirror Master, Metallo, Flash, Green Lantern, Supergirl, Robin, Doom Patrol, which has completely caught me off guard when I was reading this book and I saw, wait a minute, Batman called Doom Patrol? What the heck? There's nothing wrong with that, but it's usually never really think of. When you think of like DC characters, you would assume the typical DC characters, right? Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, Flash, Green Lantern, so forth. But seeing Doom Patrol, I was like, wait a minute, what? This is odd. But what I like about him is not only do they bring him in to the story, but they actually made him useful, which I won't say too much because I'll basically spoil the story. But there's a reason behind that. And the story itself, again, it's a very simple story. And I like it because you don't need to have any prior knowledge. You can just literally get this book, start reading it, and everything's explained to you. And that's what I like about it. And like I said, the pacing of it is fun, it's quick. And just the story itself is very simple. They try to add some little depth to the story, and it's not a lot, but I think it's perfect mix because it's not too much where it's okay. They try to make it too complicated, but it really isn't. It's very simple in terms of the depth wise, but the story is fun, and just seeing all these characters interact with each other, it's a lot of fun, man. And of course, it does have the matte paper. I say of course because a lot of the hardcovers from DC have been matte paper, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The art on this book, it's good, it's clean, I dig it. It does have like a little bit of a cartoonish kind of look in a way, if that makes any sense, but it still looks good nonetheless, though. And like I said, it's just a fun story. I can't say too much because I'll spoil it, but for the most part, it's a fun story, man. It's straight to the point, and it kid you not, the moment you open the book, you even see it on here, the first page, boom, right away into action. And that's how this whole story is. It's just action pace. Yes, there are some moments where, like I said, the pacing does slow down just a little bit, but those are usually moments where they kind of break down or explain more of the story, especially the villain. And that's one thing I like about it too, is that the villain does have motivations. Now, this is volume 1, so you can kind of get an idea how it's going to end, but there is a specific reason why. I can't say too much about it because I'll spoil a lot, but there's a reason why the villain's doing what the villain is doing, and I'll just leave it like that. And it makes sense because it's like, oh, okay, I kind of want to see where this goes. And again, this is volume 1, so I'm kind of getting an idea how it's going to end. But for the most part, like I said, I had a good time with this book, man, and I read this fairly quickly. I read this while less than an hour. That's how fast the pacing is. And I actually bought the singles, like the first two singles for this book, and I gave it to my nephew, and he really liked it. He was really having fun with this book because, like I said, you're seeing all these different characters. You see cameos from different villains, different heroes just working together, and it's just fun. And that's what I like about it. Simple story, simple premise, not too over the top, action packed, and just heroes being heroes. This is what I'm talking about. This is what comics should be, just having fun. And so to me, Batman, Superman, World's Finest hardcover volume 1, easily a thumbs up for me. Definitely recommend reading it, and of course, definitely recommend getting this book. I had a lot of good time, and like I said, thumbs up for me. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read this book? Do you plan on reading this book? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to our sports channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. That includes an overview of Batman Superman World's Finest hardcover, Volume 1, and on to the next one.